Hi, and welcome back to Brentwood Stories. In today's installment, me and Celia speak with a woman of many talents. Khadija Hines spent over 11 years as a member of the Brentwood Public Library staff and has since moved on to become a business owner, performer, and mother. Khadija takes us through the inspiring journey of her life in the next episode of Brentwood Stories.
I'm Khadija Hines. I used to work at the Brentwood Public Library for about maybe 11 years, I believe. I am currently, of course, a mom, a wife. I do have a home business right now. Also established a Christian wellness coach for pregnancy and postpartum moms. And I have a home-based business called The Healing Space. Originally started working at the library as a teen, as a kid, not thinking it was gonna go into such a long, lifespan for me, but it was very beneficial. I do remember the day I actually walked into the library and asked for an application, and I was actually really excited about that because that was like a dream of mine when I was like 6. Like I always wanted to work in a library. And it wasn't until I got older, I'm like, oh yeah, I got the opportunity. So the experience at working at the library has been beneficial for me. I learned so much and gained so much from it. I think if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be where I am now. So yeah, that's basically.
So tell everybody what department you worked in, a little bit about what you did while you were here.
So in the beginning, I started as a children's page in 2006. I remembered right before I actually worked there, I had a speech teacher helping me fill out my application and helping me with a resume. And I actually folded up my resume and put it in my purse. So when I went into my interview, I handed it like a little note. But I remembered that because it's just so funny. Like I did that for an interview, I hand a little note of my resume. But I worked as a children's page, and I basically, helped shelf books. I assist with a lot of the library programs, and then eventually, I have a talent in dance. I started to do dance programs for the children's department. So. And then from there, I got promoted as a library clerk, which was a great opportunity. And I continued on doing other programs with librarians and doing, different Brentwood Library events as well, doing dance. So, yeah.
So you have such a variety of different educational experiences. I could never keep up with you. So tell us how you started and how you progressed to where you are now in your education.
So honestly, when I first started, my goal to work at the library was to actually better my my academic skill. I actually struggled as a child because I had a learning disability. And I thought, working at the library was gonna help, and it did. My mom actually didn't want me to do it because she thought like I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. But I'm sharing this because it actually motivated me to overcome my challenges that I was having. So just because I did that, I started picking up after shift, started picking up more books, started looking up resources and learning so much about the library and what they offered. And it actually helped me academically first. Then from there, it taught me so much about, team working as a team and leadership and communication. Because when I first started, I was very, very shy.
I do remember you being very, very shy. Yes.
I was really, really shy. And it opened up, it just opened up my spirit. So that really, really helped me, and it really took me to continue on with my education. I ended up going to Suffolk, and then I ended up going to CUNY Queens College, and I studied in psychology and a minor in dance. And I'm currently in my master's program doing dance movement therapy. So it's because of, all those resources that were at the library. And then on top of that, the people, the network I made as well, the librarians and the staff members helping me with, those things that really contribute to my success and my education.
Did your connections that you forged at the library, are they helping you right now in your current career pursuits?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. Because of just networking and the connections I have, I met a lot of people in the community, like Angie Carpenter, who is our town supervisor of Islip, and then Philip Ramos, and then Monica Martinez, who was my government teacher in high school. And then working with Professor Norman Daniels at Suffolk Community College, doing the Kwanzaa events as well. So because I connected with them, they have helped me establish where I am now with my business, and of course my success in my career.
You have a large social media presence, and I do follow former staff members on their social media, and I know we've been friends and worked together doing different things throughout your career. One of the things that really made me smile and I really enjoyed was when you did some live story time with kids. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was actually my daughter's idea. Before, the pandemic, we were actually going to the library, the children's library programs, and reading stories and stuff like that. And my daughter was kind of missing being around her friends. And so I was, just thinking about what can be fun. And she was like, Mommy, you do your lives. Can I do a live too? I want to read a book. And I'm like, oh, okay. So our first live was basically for a Black History Month, and we read a Black history story. So that was really nice. And a lot of, we shared it with the community as well who came on, and we shared it with the friends. And so ever since then, we've been trying to be consistent in doing it, but schedules get kind of mixed up, but it's been good. We're hopefully trying to get back up and start that. But it was, I think it was really important to do those, especially during the pandemic, just to have that, that connection. And also shouting out the library, because all those books we got from the library. So yeah, those story times were fun.
So in the middle of all the craziness of all this educational experiences, you started a family business. How did that come about?
Okay, so it actually started when I was working at the library, and I was actually sitting on the computer, and I was checking somebody out, and they had a book, and the book said how to start a business. And I gave the patron the book back, and I just sat there and I think I want to do that. And so I originally had my business called Rhythm and Cultures Dance Center, where I was going to other libraries and teaching children's and adult programs African dance. It was really big. A lot of libraries were constantly contacting me about it. And so I started there teaching dance. And then I wanted to kind of shift in helping, moms, because of course I'm a mom, and my experience of having not just 3 babies going on to 4 babies, I really wanted to really help the population of pregnant moms and postpartum moms. So from doing those programs and learning about the body, dance movement therapy, and then helping, moms with, with their mental state and their emotional state, I ended up creating the healing space where, moms can come and find healing, because during that time, I was constantly kept going, and I was struggling trying to keep up with all these dances, and then trying to be mommy as well. It became very overbearing. And so I needed to transition. And I said, how can I bring my creativity of dance into this new business idea of the healing space? And so that's when I started incorporating this mind-body connection. And that's where I started to be this wellness coach now, currently. So that's my journey of my business. And then, of course, my business have products. We sell body oils, and that came about from, of course, me teaching, African dance. We had these beautiful African cloth, they're called lapas. And I remember one day, I used to just wear the oils because I'm just me and my husband are oil people. We don't really wear perfume. And I didn't realize that the smell of it was on the lapas. And I kind of shook it out. And everybody was like, what's that beautiful smell? And then people kept asking, oh, can we purchase from you? And then that started creating, the Shea Oils product. So now my business, we have a service, and then we also have a product that we sell, and that's how everything came about. Everything just kind of folded into each other, which was interesting, starting from the library, going from dance, going from a home business, and then going to a product that we sell now. So
it's interesting because during our interviews, we've been asking pages, do you keep up with your former staff members? And when I looked at your website for the healing space, there was one of your coworkers, Catherine, also together. So how did that come about, that partnering?
Well, you know what? Me and Catherine actually knew each other since high school.
Okay.
But it was like kind of like, oh, I see you in the hallway type of relationship, and that was it. And then we reconnected when we were working at the library, and we really noticed that we had a very similar personality, similar lifestyle, similar mindset. And, we had similar goals on, about the health of our well-being as well. So that's how me and Catherine partnered together. She's currently a nutrition consultant, and she's been helping me with moms who need guidance on eating right, and changing the mindset of getting out of bad foods and having a healthy pregnancy, and things like that. So our relationship has grown since the library, because we reconnected, and helping each other out with our businesses. So
you are raising a small group of business people. You've got the family going with their own business. Tell us a little bit about how the children started their little business going.
So me and my husband are big advocates for making a family legacy. And we're big advocates on really teaching our kids about financial literacy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think the reason is because something that we both didn't really kind of get that foundation as kids, and which was never really taught to us at all in school or outside of school. And so now it's just teaching them about really the importance of building wealth. And so we came about with the bows is because of my daughter, Celia. She's the number one person with all the ideas. I guess she saw something on YouTube, and she said, I want to sell something. I'm like, you want to sell something? And she's like, yeah, I want I want to try to sell something too. And so we did some research and realized, our culture is very important to us. And we wanted to display that. And so we came up with the idea of selling African bowls. And so my mom, she is the main person that helps them, teaches them about sewing and putting the bowls together. And so from there, they ended up having these beautiful African bowls with scrunchies, and they've been doing pretty well with it. We actually had our last pop-up shop for Umaja for Black Long Island, which is actually a Facebook group. And they had an event at Wyandanch Plaza, and they had a kiddie vending space for just the kids.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it was just all these kid entrepreneurs. And we set up, and we were around a whole other bunch of kids, and they did fabulous. There's so many people came and purchased, and so we were just very happy, and they reached their goal and what they wanted to do. And so yeah, that's how their little business came about. We're thinking about doing something else, but we're still in the planning season. So yeah.
So you are building generational wealth here. Okay.
Yes.
I love hearing your story and just listening to this evolution of your career and your education. It seems like very little has gotten in the way of what you wanted to do. You saw a goal and you went and you pursued it, and you seem to let very little prevent you. Have you always been like this? Have you always just been, I see something, I want to do it, and you just go for it?
Wow, that's a good question. In the beginning, no. I was not like that. I think my spirituality and my faith has really been a contribution to that. And because of my faith, really kind of made me motivated and staying focused, and really not limiting myself. I came to a point where I noticed there was things that I was struggling with. It was keeping me from what I really, 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 really wanted. And I'm just like, how am I going to get there? And that realization was that I need to go through the hard stuff, the things that I'm not good at, in order to get to where I am now. And of course, my learning disability was the first one. Overcoming that without limiting myself, and just being able to say, I can do this, I am smart, affirming what I believe in. And then from, other fears that I had, honestly had a lot of fears of speaking with people and communicating with people. In the very beginning, I would not be able to do this back then. But now I can. And, working on my weaknesses that, sorry, you might hear a baby in the back.
That's all right.
Working on my weaknesses to help me get what I wanted, because I noticed that what I wanted, I needed to be strong in what I was weak in. So that, I think that really helped me. There were times when I just wanted to give up. And there were times when I just wanted to there's no point. But I continue to persevere. I think that's like one of my big words is, even if I do baby steps, just doing a little bit baby steps and getting to where I want to go, and I need to go, and the calling upon my life and my purpose and my assignment that's what I started with. And it's been helping me ever since. I look at everything, even obstacles, as there's a reason for it. And I look at everything as to better me, not to harm me. So if I fail, that's only reason for me to learn to succeed. So thank you for that question. That really helped for some realization for me.
Well, that was all you. I'm just listening to your story, and I'm just amazed how it grows, and it becomes your own narration, becomes what you want it to be. And I don't know, I find that really inspiring. I think that, folks listening to this will also draw inspiration from that as well. Are there any figures that you could point to that you say you drew inspiration from that helped you become the person you are today?
Oh man, there's so many. I feel like everyone that I interacted left some type of lesson or impact for me. Of course, I feel like ZB Solis was the number one person. Um, um, Mona Pereira, she is another one. She's definitely a person that has inspired me, um, and who have taught me tough skin as well.
Ah, yes.
To have really helped me have tough skin as well. Um, uh, oh man, there's like so many. I also feel like Mike as well has been a influence as well on my life. He has inspired me and have talks and has really contributed to my development and my growth. Um, yeah, there's even staff members, my coworkers, having conversations with them and just be able to talk about our difficulties and talk about our success and how we just navigate in life. And then also, I believe patrons as well have done that. You come across some patrons that you just needed them to come in front of you and say something to just light up your day, and that was really beneficial. And I remember there was one patron, she said to me, I don't know what was going on. I just remember her words. She kept looking at me and smiling, and she goes, "You keep doing what you're doing and don't give up." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I just needed that."
That's so sweet.
So, and it's just spontaneous and random, and things like that have happened at the library. And it just, I would never forget it. Like I would never forget those moments of those inspirations that really kind of helped me. And I think that's so important for the Brentwood Public Library, because I feel like Brentwood is like the heart of the community, and that we like, it just service people to not just to give out, but just to help and to better and to promote. That's what I'm compared to other libraries. No shades, but but I just feel that's what Brentwood's mission is to really to not keep somebody in one spot, but to help them grow and continue on with their life and to have a successful life. And I noticed that in how we work together, interact and communicate in order to help the patrons of the libraries and families of Brentwood. So that's one thing I really love. Anytime anybody asks, "Oh, where can I get this?" I said, "Go to the Brentwood Library. They have everything." They have everything. I'm telling you, just go there. They'll help you. And I have never heard of a patron walking out not getting the help that they need, because if there's something that's too difficult, we're going to find a resource for them, So that's one thing that's so important. And I believe that's the goal of a library, right? Like that's how it should be. But yeah, thanks, library.
So what are your plans for the future? What's next?
Oh, good question. So I'm currently pregnant with my fourth baby. So I'm preparing for another baby sometime, just waiting. And then I'm looking forward to coaching, pregnant moms, and then I'm going to work on writing a book.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not giving out anything yet.
Okay.
But I'm working on a book, and then of course definitely finishing up my master's program for dance movement therapy. So those are my 3 main goals for what's coming next.
So your first book signing will be at Brentwood Library, right?
That might work. Yeah.
What is something you might say to a person that was interested in working over at the Brentwood Library?
I think it's a great position. I think it's a great job. I will tell them just definitely do it. You learn a lot. It's flexible, it's reasonable, you grow, it's professional, and it's helpful. So definitely, I even encouraged my my sister to even try out to see how she feels about it, because she's like, I'm always at the library, maybe I should work there. I'm like, yes, try, never know. But definitely take that, anybody who's interested, take that opportunity, because you build relationships, you'll build your confidence, you'll build your development, and you'll also learn so much about helping others as well and servicing others.
I think I covered most everything I wanted to cover. Was there anything else you wanted to go over?
Yeah. Was there anything else you'd like to say?
Just encouraging words. I mean, for those who are, struggling, or who need, some support, use your library. There's so many resources. Keep going back, keep asking, keep learning. Don't give up, and pace yourself. And you will definitely succeed as long as you just keep persevering, throwing your obstacles, and utilizing what the library has, and building relationships. I feel like the library becomes like your family after a couple of years. So that's my encouraging words.
If anyone was interested in checking out what you do or your business, where can they go to learn more about that?
Sure. So my website is healinspace.com, Heal in Space. Also, my Instagram is Healing Space as well. And then we also have a Facebook page, Healing Space as well. You can check me out there. Once you go to the website, I have my email, and you can always email if you have any questions, any concerns, anything. I'm here to offer it as well. Yes.
All right. So Khadijah, I really appreciate you coming and sitting down with us today.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice thinking of me.
Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you again, Khadijah, for taking the time to join us on today's episode. And thank you, as always, to all of our listeners for making today's podcast possible, as well as the Brentwood Historical Society. Today's music was brought to you by Yosufa Sidibe. You may listen to his entire album, Sacred Sound, for free at freemusicarchive.org.